burden and his desire to help other people. And it's not that easy for everybody. But I received a miracle. And here's what I want you to know today, is that as you begin to look at the things that you have to do in terms of your real estate career, you need to know, and just as I knew, I had gotten an opportunity to hear someone that had talked about being free from drugs while I was still addicted. But what I gleaned from that is that I looked at that person and they talked about how they had gone down to nothing. And now he was a minister in the church. He was working for the post office, had a beautiful family, had an ongoing career and a happy life. When I saw him and heard his testimony, it let me know that it is possible. There are a lot of names on this here. I don't know if your name is here or not. But I do know this, is when we look at all of those people that were crowded in that room and they were getting various levels of awards, it lets us know that when it comes to achieving success in real estate, beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you were there or if you weren't there, take my word for it, it let all of us know that whatever level, that those levels are possible to be achieved. In other words, get in your mind that whatever it is I'm striving for, if anybody's ever done it at any time, then I can do it. And here's what you need to know. It says, all things are possible to them that believe. But here's where the disconnect comes. We believe that statement and we sometimes even affirm it and say it to ourselves. All things are possible to them that believe. But here's where the connection I want to bring today. You need to also believe that it's possible for you. We know it's possible for other people. We've seen them do it. And the challenge for us is to break out of the common consciousness and rise above our own confined mentality and say that I can break away from this level that I'm at. It's possible for me to move up. The people that won those awards, they are human beings just like us. And what you're going to find out also, if you even take their educational background, most of them are not any more educated than we are. So what is the difference? The difference is with this next talking point of Les Brown's that I got from him, it is that it's necessary. You've got to put your plan into action where the rubber meets the road. It's been said that successful people do the things today that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow that others won't have. That's a quote by Les Brown. And let's break that down. Successful people do the things when? Today, that others won't do. And it's not that you can't do them. The statement says that others won't do. So I'm encouraging you today to take inventory of yourself. This is not a session to condemn anyone. This is a session to wake up the successful salesperson that's down on the inside of you. You've already proven that you have the intellect. I've already told you that you have all the bells and whistles you need to make it. So at some point in time, you've got to look down on the inside of yourself and say, am I doing the things today that it's going to take to have the things tomorrow that others just won't have? It's in the do. And I like what Brian Tracy said. He says that when it comes to doing it, he says don't procrastinate, don't hesitate. He says do it now. How many of us lose focus on things that we're going to do? There are going to be things today, even though I'm giving this presentation, you're going to have a mind to do something, take care of a certain needful thing, maybe call on a FSBO, or maybe go walk your farm, or maybe do some cold calling, or call on some expireds or something like that. And I guarantee you that life is going to show up, something is going to happen, and we're going to get distracted. It just happens. So when you are aware of that dynamic, then you need to say within yourself that since I know that this thing that I'm going to do is a needful and necessary thing in order to accomplish the goals I want to accomplish, you've got to begin to train yourself to stay with a single eye, a single mind, and become more task-oriented, if you will, and accomplish those things that are going to get you where you need to go. There's a there was a little African boy named Nkosi, and he was interviewed on Ted Koppel. And he was an interesting young boy. He died of AIDS that he contracted from his mother. And he made a statement before he left this planet. He said this. He said that we should do all we can with what we have from where we are. And it seems like almost common sense. But for this 11-year-old boy to have that kind of grip on what it takes to move and to get where you're going, it's a profound statement coming from him. You got to ask yourself the question, am I doing all I can with what I have from where I, and the key thing is that you can only work from the reference point of where you are. When you begin to compare yourself with somebody else, you're going to get frustrated, disappointed, and you're probably not going to do much of anything. The achievers, the high achievers, those that have attained a level of professionalism and a level of success in this business, they did not get there overnight. At a time that, you know what, you may walk your farm for 6 to 9 months and get on a first name basis with all of the people in your farm. You will know them. You will know their children's name. You will know you will pet and know that little ugly dog they have. All those things you're going to know. And we need to know that one day you're going to get up and drive through your farm and see a competitor's sign in the yard of the one with the ugliest dog. And the thing is, if your farm is your neighborhood, then you've got to roll out of your garage every morning, look to the right or to the left, and see that competitor's sign. Don't that bother you when you see a sign? It's like they've invaded my area. Like, how dare they come in here and do that? Don't you know that's frustrating? Because you got to see it when you leave, and you got to see it when you come back again. But all that should do is say, okay, you might have got that sign, but you're not getting the next one. And it should ignite something in you and say, no, I am not going to stand for someone else coming into my farm area. I'm going to work that farm even harder. And I want to close with this. I was given a second chance. Not everyone gets a second chance in life. Many of those that I was out there in the streets with, many of them are either dead, in mental institutions, or doing long prison terms. And I want you to know that I was not standing up here bragging when I said the accomplishment. I was really affirming the fact that I am grateful for my second chance. And so my signature closes this. If life offers you a second chance, take it and run with it as if it's your last chance. Thank you.